What is going on to my Cancer Crab? So you have the Five of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, Page of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Temperance, the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Justice. So Wheel of Fortune is you Cancer Crabs, so you did show up in your own reading. So, all right, so what I'm seeing here for you Cancer Crabs is the Five of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Eight of Cups. You have someone that is trying to make it seem like they dumped you, they didn't want you anyway, but it's okay because you Cancer Crabs pretty much walked away from them. It was a mutual thing. So it wasn't like, you know, this person has some sort of power over you where they're thinking about you and, oh, you know, they was the one that actually left you. You know, all these semantics, because it was mutual. You know, the Eight of Cups proves it, because the Eight of Cups is about walking away. But the Five of Swords is about them acting like they dubbed you. But you walked away. You wanted to walk away. So it's not like these people were doing something that was something new. You Cancer Crabs didn't care about whether or not the two of you were in a relationship. You, as a matter of fact, the feeling was mutual. You probably came to the conclusion yourselves that you didn't want to be in a relationship with these people. Then you have the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So this is a situation where the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Cups now represents how you also have to take into consideration that, again, provide even more proof that you're walking away. The Five of Pentacles, you know, you're not just walking away, you're running away. Because if you've ever seen the Five of Pentacles, right, I need to show you this. The Five of Pentacles is two people that are really on the card who, right, is trying to get away from a particular situation in despair. And it goes to show you the types of relationships that this person has created for you, to the point where a lot of you Cancer Crabs are running away. Look at this card, running away. You're like, nah, you're not just walking away. You just didn't, the feeling wasn't just mutual. You didn't just want to walk away from them. No, you're running away from them. While again, the Page of Cups, here they come. They're trying to make it seem like you Cancer Crabs are delusional. They're running around. They're willing to, you know, tell anybody that knows you and knew them that they dumped you, and that you were the one that was clingy, and that you were the ones that you was the one that acted like you didn't have any kind of common sense, and you was the one going out of your mind, and you were the one this, you were the one that. But at the same time, the Page of Cups represents this is a person who's very much so delusional. They have to paint that narrative. They have to create that narrative. And the reason why is because a lot of the times, right, more than likely, they know that they were dysfunctional as a significant other. And they know that trying that type of antics on you, it wasn't going. You wasn't really going to stick around for their dysfunction. They actually had to step up. And that's something that they really didn't want to do, because truth be told, they really weren't built for it. A lot of times people don't want to admit their limitations when it comes to being built for a relationship. People can't really admit sometimes that they're scared, but then what doesn't come out in the rinse comes out in the wash, meaning that even though they don't want to admit that they're scared, still in fact they are. Because if they wasn't scared, right, if they didn't have any kind of fear, if they were coming into this relationship, right, with open arms and an open mind, and an open heart, they really wanted to learn about you Cancers. Cancer Crabs, they wanted to know how they can get along with you. Why all of a sudden they started up with the games? That's the question, right? That is the question. So then you have the Ten of Swords. So now the Ten of Swords is, this may even get back to you. This word may get back to you pretty soon about how this person didn't want you and that you deserved it, because this is what it is that you get for being untrustworthy and dysfunctional and all this other stuff. And the temperance represents, you know, this is untrue, because they were more than likely the ones that was acting up and acting like they didn't have any kind of common sense. They were the ones that was acting up. You Cancer crabs, you know, the evolved Cancer crabs, you evolved Cancer crabs, wanted a relationship that was sound. And you put yourself out there, you put your heart out there. But these people was wild, and they was on something else. They wanted to come in, boss you around, tell you what to do, all of that type of stuff. And that's the scenario. A lot of you Cancer crabs, I'm thinking about the opposite. A lot of you Cancer crabs, y'all couldn't allow that to happen, but at the same time, you were patient enough to know what was happening as it was, and you knew that these people really weren't a good mix, or a good match for you. You knew that. You knew that they weren't, because if they were, they wouldn't be playing games in the first place. Like I said before, the person who plays games is the person who loses, because the only person that you really end up playing is yourself. You need to go ahead and see that film with Andre 3000 and Jason Statham. I'll try to see if I could find the movie free here for y'all on YouTube, but it's an excellent movie, I'm telling you, because it talks about the ego, and it talks about how basically it's to give you some game. The people who play games are people who lose. I'm telling y'all. You know, a lot of you Cancer crabs may not see that, because y'all may want revenge, and y'all may think that the divine works a little bit too slow. I used to think like that, but I'm telling y'all, when you move forward and you leave it alone, you say, you know, I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna leave it alone. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be tripping out about it. It is what it is, right? What's gonna happen? Well, what's gonna happen is when you do that, right? When you do that, now your hands are untied. But see, with all of this anger and stuff like this that people have, let me tell you what anger does. Anger puts you in a position where you are responsible for the person. Because if anything happens to them, who are people going to look at? People are going to start to look at you, because you dislike them so much, right? You had disdain for them. So people are going to look at you when something happens, if something happens to them. But if you live and let live, and wash your hands of them and say, look, I'm done. I can provide, you know, I can provide no more for you. Now it's like, you know, the person has washed their hands. So now it's, they don't care about you. They don't dislike you. They don't like you. They just don't rock with you. They don't, you know what I mean? It's not hard feelings. It's water up underneath the bridge, but they just don't like you. I ain't gonna say they don't like you. They don't even feel either way for you at all. They don't care. They don't care if you do this, do that. They're done with you. To them, right? I should say to you, they are oblivious, right? And when you do that now, that's where the power is. Because a lot of times people think that power is in playing games. I'm telling you, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of unnecessary energy being spent to try to get the attention of a person, right? To get them to feel jealous, or to get them to feel a certain kind of way, to feel messed up on the inside. And a lot of that stuff is way too much work. It's not enough constructive thoughts. It's not enough thoughts that put you in a power position. You understand what I'm saying? It's way too much effort thinking about how you can get back at the person, as opposed to how you can come into more prominence and power, right? And the best way for you to do that is to move forward, right? Either be single or get to know people. That's the best quote unquote revenge, is to succeed, right? Dave East told you that. You know, and the thing about it is that then you have the wheel of fortune, which is you Cancer crabs, and it represents, you know, what is it that a lot of you Cancers are going to try to do? What is it that you're planning on doing? Do you plan on being like this, using your knowledge and your patience, or do you plan on trying to get revenge because you think that the divine, the source, whatever you want to call it, is too slow? Now, you could go down that route if that's what you want, because this person is talking smack about you. But at the same time, if you do that, that may not necessarily be the best outcome for you, because regardless of whether you get away with it or you don't, on any level, I'm not telling people to do anything against the law. What I'm saying is at all for that matter, and I'm not encouraging it. What I'm saying is that regardless of whatever it is that your revenge is, I'm telling you, you're not going to get a catharsis out of it. And what I mean when I say a catharsis is you're not going to get any kind of profound joy from it, right? More than likely you're not, right? Very rarely do people do that. So a lot of you Cancer crabs are going to see the futility, and you're going to understand that there's no point in even you going after this person, seeking these people out, trying to get revenge. So what do? You have the Eight of Pentacles and you have the Justice. So the Eight of Pentacles now and the Justice is about how, since this is the case, a lot of you Cancer crabs, you understand, it's now a situation for you where you're finally coming clean, going through that process of healing, understanding that it hurt when you're in a particular situation where you thought that you and a person liked each other, they liked you, you liked them. It hurt when the two of you had to break up, because you realized that, you've come to the conclusion that these people were not good for you. And here you are trying to somehow think about a way in which this person can fit into your life. And see, that's another thing too that a lot of people who play games don't understand. Somebody constructive the person who plays games could be very cantankerous, very hard to interact with, right? And the constructive person, the person who has a plan, is trying to steadily think about how is it that this person is going to fit into their life. You understand what I'm saying? But the person playing these games is so worried about trying to control individuals and pick at the person to do this and get their way with things, and because they think that they got in all this mess, to the point where they don't even seem to understand how difficult they're making it on themselves in every which way possible. People don't want that as a significant other. People don't want that as an employee. People don't want that as a friend. People don't want that as a cousin. People don't want that as a parent or a guardian. People don't want that. People don't want that as a next door neighbor. And this is something that they haven't figured it out yet. But for you Cancer crabs, though, you Cancer crabs have learned to live and let live, because this is water up underneath the bridge for you now that you're going through this process of healing. And what's next for you Cancer crabs is you moving forward with your lives on to the next stage of your lives, on to the next I ain't gonna say phase, but moving forward with your lives, not holding these grudges, trying to get back at the person, because you understand that it's going to create more damage than it is good for you. And good for you, because that's the type of mindset that you should be thinking with. Forget about all this games being played and start playing your game, because that way you always win when you play your game. But you'll always lose if you play into someone else's game. You understand? That's why I never play someone else's game. People want to talk about me and all this other type of stuff. Okay, cool. Have at it. Talk about whatever it is that you want to. Talk about how bald I am. Talk about my skin tone, my teeth, whatever it is that you want to talk about. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. And I give them, oh, wow. This thing giving me. And I give them full permission to do that too. So let's clarify some of these cards. These cards are so slippery, yo. So you have the, let's see. Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Page of Wands. Nine of Cups, King of Swords, the Eight of Swords, right? So They know they messed up. They know you cancer crabs are going to be mad, but they've gone in too deep. Even if they wanted to come back and apologize, because they spreading so much rumors, or they may have been spreading so much rumors to the point where they've talked so much to now it's like word has gotten back to you. They didn't foresee the rumors that they tried to spread around town about you or on location or wherever. They didn't actually think it was going to go that far. They didn't think that it was going to take on a life of its own. And it did. But now that's the problem. It's taken on a life of its own. So now they're in a particular situation where they know that you're going to be upset, but they can't, and they feel bad about it because they just wanted to save face, but they talk too much. So now it's like they know that they can't do anything. So now they're trying to figure it out. Like, okay, what can they say to, you know, like, you know, maybe they can call you or like, you know what I mean? Try to like butter you up or something like this. And the Page of Wands and the Nine of Cups represents you're just going to be looking at them whenever it is the next time you see them, or if they contact you. Either way it goes, you're not tripping out about that. You're not going to be. You're not tripping out about it now. Now that you know what you know, a lot of you Cancer crabs are going to be like, look, I ain't got time for this nonsense. Look, just get away from me, weirdo. But then to clarify the Justice, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Four of Pentacles, right? The Seven of Pentacles, who cares? You know what I mean? There's Seven of Pentacles, right? And then I said the King of Pentacles. I said 8. Seven of Pentacles is about how a lot of you, well, I should say they know that they look stupid. And they know that they talk too much, and they know that they squandered whatever potential opportunity that they had to get back together with you. But you know how it is. And then you have the King of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Okay, the King of Pentacles and the High Priestess is about how you Cancer crabs are just gonna remain calm and move forward. Yeah, you know, it sucks that somebody that you used to kick it with, right, is talking trash about you, but it's part of life. You know, it's something that people are going to do. So a lot of you Four of Pentacles, a lot of you Cancer crabs are going to remain solid, right? You're going to heal, pass through this nonsense that happened, and you're going to just continue to move forward and obviously talk to other people. You're not letting this stop you at all. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by the end of June. As of right now, I have 7,180 some odd. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Peace.